Welcome back to another episode of the K-Dog&Fish Show. I am Fish.
K-Dog.
After New York Comic-Con panel for ThrillJoy, we want to know, is the hype real?
Ooh, you like it, a ThrillJoy, eh?
So, we are post New York Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. We got a little bit more info since our last ThrillJoy show, because we posted that going, it was before the con, before the panel, before people were doing a bunch of shows about it. We have a lot more info now, so I want to kind of talk about it. Let's dive in.
Sure.
ThrillJoy, the presence at New York Comic-Con was pretty impressive.
Yeah, they did a good job.
They did. I think a lot of people had fun at the booth. People were pulling rare 24-piece counts.
Yeah.
Literally everybody who was like, hey, Brian Mariotti, can I interview you for my channel?
Yeah.
He said yes. We weren't at New York Comic-Con.
No.
We DM'd ThrillJoy. They have yet to reply. So
Which probably won't surprise any of you.
that's fine.
Yeah. And I will sleep fine tonight.
It's totally fine. But it seemed like there was a lot going on. A lot of people were hyped out about it. And then, we wanted to discuss all the new info that we learned.
Yeah.
But then also, is the hype real?
That's the question.
Because people were blowing it up at the booth. But is the product worth the price point? What's coming up next with ThrillJoy? We know a lot more information. They had the panel. So we know on our first show, we didn't know much about which licenses were coming except for what was announced prior to New York Comic-Con. We do know some more.
Yeah.
So I'm going to list off a few more of the licenses, and then we'll kind of take it from there.
Sure.
With the main product, which is Pix, which is the $50 USD retailed item.
It's in a picture frame kind of.
Yeah. And it's cool.
It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, sure.
It's big.
How big is it? This big?
Yeah.
Like that big?
About that.
That big? Yeah.
Like a lot of, I think the biggest concern from collectors was that how many of these can I really get? They do hang on the wall, or they're perfectly shaped to interlock and stack.
Sure.
I also thought the packaging was really cool. It had a sort of a magnetic box. So it unlike Funko Pops, where you're trying to get the pop out, you could really rip the corner. You could bend the box. This way, to get the Pix out of the box was a very simple magnetic feature, which I thought was cool. Anyway, before we dive more into the product, here are some of the licenses that were announced at New York Comic-Con.
Sure.
Beavis and Butthead, which we just saw from Funko. Daria, which, honestly, come on.
Yeah, nobody cares about it.
It was a free license.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're all a bunch of Scooby-Doo. Tons of Scooby-Doo. Also, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like the claymation one with Hermie. Elf.
You're going seasonal. That's kind of that's risky.
With that, though, that means that they're going to have this Christmas to, Elf, the Rudolph, and Christmas Vacation. We're going to get Clark and Eddie. Harry Potter. But anyway, there's going to be a lot more licenses.
Yeah.
Some other things that Brian Mariotti announced at New York Comic-Con was that there's going to be more interacting licenses between athletes, actors, musicians with the pop culture that they love. So think of the Kirk Hammett Universal Monster crossover, something like that.
Yeah, I get it.
So let's say
I get it.
Shaq is huge into Dragon Ball Z. You'd have a Shaq.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, like there definitely he's got plans to do pop culture crossover between these celebrities, athletes, and musicians, and the stuff that they are really into, and that's very niche. And if you're a fan,
like he's got a lot of plans, so it's cool.
He does have a lot, and there'll be other products. So right now we know of Pix and Megapix. The Pix launched on the ThrillJoy website. As of right now, I believe you can only buy ThrillJoy off of their website. But you found out more info about the shipping.
Well, I read somewhere that it was $15 to ship one.
Yeah.
And $25 if you want two or more, I believe. I didn't look into it completely because research isn't my thing.
No free shipping.
There's no free shipping.
No free shipping.
Oh, there's no free shipping.
So a flat rate or free shipping on Funko is something that we take advantage of quite a bit. And they are large, so I get it's going to be expensive.
No, I get that.
To ship those boxes, but maybe do a dollar amount where you would receive free shipping, or a one flat rate that's a bit higher until that point. The fact that if you're going to get more of that product, the shipping is more. Yeah, it's already a bit pricey, right?
Well, I mean, this is pretty risky because you're coming out with all these licenses. You're going seasonal. Christmas is 15 days away right now. Like, I mean,
a little longer.
The Christmas season is starting.
It's not even Halloween.
Doesn't matter. We all know it's coming, right? Where you don't have a distribution channel for this. Mm-hmm. You should have had distribution channels already put in place where someone can go into a mall and buy one of these.
We did hear after New York Comic Con, there were comments that people believe this will be available at Hot Topic and Box Lunch.
Not enough. That's not enough distribution.
Those are very
niche
more stores.
Yeah, you need more
There
distribution.
isn't a lot of locations.
You need more distribution to make this work. I'm sorry, it's just not going to work.
Target would be good.
December 25th, you know what? Those Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer are dead till next year.
Yeah.
Like, you can't move them. As much as I love the Christmas Vacation ones, and I mean, I am a bit of a Christmas Vacation whore. So
it's a great movie.
I might buy it, but I don't know. I'm not totally sure yet because I don't know if I want to spend $15 to ship it to Canada, which, by the way, that's $15 US, So you're already looking at $65 just to get it to Canada.
Was the shipping rate different between shipping within the US or shipping to Canada?
From what I read, I thought it was a flat rate 15.
It's a flat rate no matter what.
But then you're paying the conversion rate, so that 15 is now 50. So, I just think you don't have enough distribution. And nothing really sold out on the website.
Nothing sold out on the website.
Not that I expected it to sell out. So you're trying to create this hype, which I get. But
there was a lot.
There was a lot of hype at NYCC.
At NYCC.
But here's the thing. It's like prom.
Okay. I like your analogy. So this is... I'm curious where this one's going.
NYCC is like prom.
Okay.
All
right.
We've all been there. We go there.
Everyone's dressed up.
We're there. It's our last prom of the year. We're graduating high school. We're there with our cheerleader girlfriend. We've all been there.
We've all been there.
But then the morning after prom, guess what?
What?
She's going off to university and she dumps your ass.
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because high school's over. Well, guess what? NYCC is over.
So where are the sales?
Where are you going to sell? Where are you going to sell? And by the way, that's a great analogy, by the way.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah. Where are you going to buy these? You need these in malls, man.
ThrillJoy.com right now.
No. You need
right now.
You need these in people's faces. How many people weren't at NYCC? Because I looked. I remember where I was that weekend.
Yeah.
Sure as hell wasn't at NYCC.
You were not at NYCC.
I know. I thought maybe, But I was at an Eastside Mario's.
They have great breadsticks.
They have great breadsticks. I thought I was in Little Italy there in New York, but I wasn't. I was in an Eastside Mario's. Okay? 7-layered lasagna. It's amazing. But I'm just saying, you need sales channels. You don't have enough sales channels, and you need impulse. People need to see this and go, and will the price still be the same in a Hot Topic? Will it be $50 on the website? Can you make your wholesale price? Here's the other question. Can you make your wholesale price low enough to make it attractive to a Hot Topic?
Yeah.
Because Hot Topic's got to make their bacon.
Yeah.
If you're saying with the basic, retail, strategy of marking up of 100%, which nobody does anymore, right?
Yeah.
So if you're putting it at 50, it's costing you 25. There's no way it's costing you 25. So you're probably making it for $18, maybe $19. I don't know. There's a lot of work going into these things.
It's a lot of detail, which is a positive.
I don't know if you can make these for $20. I know you're making them in Bangalore, India or something, but I don't know what the cost is to make these. But you're going to have to get the price down low enough that you're going to be able to make it attractive enough into a hot Topic. And Box Lunch, by the way, there's only 15 stores across across the United States. So there's
a few more.
Let's pump our brakes on Box Lunch. Okay,
They're owned by the same company.
Yeah, but there's nobody's box lunch. Like seriously, it's the size of a Subway.
There's one.
By the way, a Subway Express, not even like a Subway with seats. Okay, it's like a Subway that's in a gas station.
You're talking about the sandwich artist.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. You go into a gas station and there's a Subway there. You grab a sub, you get back in your car, your hands smell like gas, you're eating a tuna sub on the way home. That's the size of a box lunch. Go to Walden Galleria. It's like 350 square feet. Okay? Yeah. It's not real. By the way, these are too big to put in a box lunch. Where are they going to put them? They're going to have to expand the place. Knock it over and break into the kids' Foot Locker next door. But I'm just saying, where are they going to sell these? Their website's not going to be enough. And
right
Christmas
now,
is coming.
Website.
Christmas, like
it is coming.
Retail is pretty big on Christmas.
Yeah,
like people like buy
We're
stuff.
about a month away from Black Friday,
and he won't be able to sell them on Amazon because he won't be able to get the price cheap enough. Bezos will put the screws to you. You're gonna have to get your price way too cheap to be on Amazon. I can guarantee it. It'll never go on Amazon. Well, that's mean they're going to have to raise the price. And I still think they're going to have to raise the price because they're doing limited piece counts, which is cool, but then they're also doing chases. So 1 in 6 is going to be a chase. And then you're doing these limited edition 24 piece. That's a lot of production on the go. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to make your bacon. And if one SKU doesn't sell, because some of the SKUs are great. Yeah. And some of them are just like a little too niche. Mm-hmm. And if it's too niche and it doesn't sell, then you're sitting on that. That money's coming out of the SKUs that do sell. I don't know.
One of Brian's biggest bugaboos was
I'm sounding negative.
He wanted...
No, you're sounding realistic.
You're sounding realistic.
I'm just saying you need to sell this stuff. Where are you going to sell?
One of Brian's biggest points was more collectibles. So being very exclusive, limited piece counts on everything. But even the most made, was it 5,000 or 6,000?
Something like that.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot.
Even though that's limited.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a 1 in 6 on chases.
Yeah.
That's still 6,000 of something.
Yeah.
That you have to move at $50 USD each.
Right.
Anyway, we talked a lot about the price. There's other stuff that we want to get to. But I'm with you on that.
I'm not crapping on the price. I'm just saying, I don't know where you're selling this, and Christmas is here.
I will say that
you need to sell these.
After seeing people unbox them, seeing all the stuff at NYCC, I actually don't think $50 now is overly high for this.
It seems like there's value.
I think it's completely, and everyone's going to say that in the comments when we were talking about the price earlier. I hope you've watched up to this point where I am telling you that for what you are actually getting, that magnetic case, then the Pix itself, the magnetic case that's around the Pix foil, like the card that tells you which number you got, the plexiglass thing, the embossed background, the figure, everything you're getting, and for that size, $50 is actually completely reasonable.
Yeah, your production cost is probably way too high.
That's another point.
Welcome to a meeting in a few weeks with your accountant.
Now, the other thing is the Megapix.
By the way, I've been there before.
They have not getting yelled out by your accountant.
Yeah.
The other thing is the Megapix, which was shown at NYCC and given out there or even sold there, but not available on the ThrillJoy website yet, is 120. It's a 12-inch figure at 125 USD, which again, I'm going to say compared to Project Fred at 295 USD for an 11-inch figure.
Stop bringing up that dumpster fire.
And also the Jumbotron.
Yeah.
These are way cheaper, and they look cool. They have magnetic.
I actually like the Mega ones better.
The Megapix.
Megapix. I actually like that better. I'd spend 125 on that before I spend 50 on the other one.
If you're doing,
because you could physically hold it and place it, and not
correct.
have a massive box to try to hide.
Yeah, it would probably be really cool out of box, right?
The magnetic, interchangeable pieces for holding items and all that. I actually would say do less of the picks.
Yeah, they're doing too many.
And if you want to be high end and limited, get the licenses that you have and do a Scooby-Doo. You have the Scooby-Doo license. You're doing it with picks. Do a Megapix of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
And you can interchange He's holding Scooby snacks. He's holding a magnifying glass, a sandwich. That's a Scooby-Doo fan will spend $125 on that because it's a 12-inch figure with interchangeable pieces and cool packaging, and you can take it out of box. I think that the Pix, although the value's there for the $50, it's too big and too much to be a really good collectible, and you can't take it out of box. I watched, and shout out to Sidekick Inc., who came back from New York Comic Con. He had 4 of the Pix figures, and he's an out of box collector. So he's like, this is taking up too much space. He gave a full review.
Yeah.
It was very in depth. It was the most honest review I saw of Pix for ThrillJoy.
Yeah.
And he completely disassembled it, even the plexiglass in the back case, to show the artwork and everything that went into it. But when he actually got the figure completely out, it's glued to the bottom, and the back has a peg hole or a screw hole to hold the figure in place.
Well, it's not
which is great for shipping.
It's not made to come out.
It's not made to come out, but for people who lack the space or out of box collectors, he wanted to at least try. It was 13 screws and a bunch of work to get it out. But at the end of the day, you really can't, because the feet are glued to the base, and then the back, even though they did paint the back well and do details, which you would never see, there's that peg hole that's extended out of the figure. Maybe we can show a picture of that you can't get away from that, and it looks awful. You have to display these in box.
It's like the comic book covers.
It's like the comic book covers.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that thing to hold it in place because they were coming off and shipping. They learned their mistake. You needed that peg hole, that screw hole, to hold it in place for shipping.
Yeah.
Now, the Pix do stack really well if you are going to collect these. And they do, that back has the thing to hang it on the wall. And that's great. But I'd say I would do less Pix, and I would do, if you want to be high-end and exclusive, do the 12-inch Megapix and do really cool, the licenses that you have, and do these wicked 12-inch figures.
I think Mariotti has got a lot of great ideas.
Yep.
I think they do look kind of cool.
And great hair.
Great hair. I haven't seen him in person yet. I just think
He's ignoring our phone.
he's ignoring our person. Okay, I don't blame you. I think you haven't built enough fandom yet. I think you're doing too much now.
But is the fandom in the license?
But you're doing too many licenses. I think you got to win people over with a smaller selection.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they're doing a little too much, and I think it might catch up to them. I don't know. I don't know how deep their pockets are, but I know.
He's got his severance.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I'm just
severance.
saying, NYCC's over now.
Yeah.
Prom's done. It's the morning after. You know, like now it's like
Nothing's sold out on the website.
Are people going to buy these? They can't get them in a mall.
Yeah.
Maybe Hot
Yet.
Topic will get them. Who
Yet.
knows? Again. But you have to make them cheap enough for Hot Topic to make enough margin on it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you're going to have to. You're not
take a little haircut.
they're not. You can't sell them at a wholesale price of $30 to Hot Topic and think they're going to mark it up $20 and put it on their shelf.
No.
That's not f***ing retail. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
There's no way they're going to do that for sure. They got to pay mall rent. So,
But we don't know what production costs are.
well, I don't know, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
that there's a lot that goes into production.
That's a good point.
And at $50, I feel like it's probably got a pretty high production cost. That's
Now,
just what I'm saying.
Two more things that we learned from the after New York Comic Con since our first ThrillJoy show, want to mention to end this show. And two of them are extremely positive.
Okay.
One is Brian Mariotti is vowed to make fans a big part of the decision-making process for ThrillJoy.
Sure.
And also to be able to own a piece of the company.
Yeah, well,
Almost like
you better hope it's successful.
the Green Bay Packers
Yeah.
philosophy, where the fans own the team. That's what he wants to do with ThrillJoy. And therefore, also not only do they have a say, but they're literally going to take advice and suggestions from the fans about what they want to see and put that into production. I don't know how many times we've done shows about Funko of things that we want to see. And yes, sometimes they do get made.
Yeah.
We just talked about the King of the Hill and stuff like that recently on other shows. But they're not actually taking that advice from us. It's whatever the licenses come available or whatever they're doing. But to me, him putting fans first, which is something I feel has been missing from Funko, and taking advice and suggestions and actually following through and listening to what fans want. I think that's something Brian learned as a lesson from Funko that he's brought to ThrillJoy, and I think that's great. The other thing that he said at New York Comic Con, and this has got me excited, is that Funko has never had the license for Nintendo. We've never had Nintendo Funko Pops. It is a massive library of characters that people love. There's a ton of nostalgia there.
Right.
He is convinced that with a more high-end collectible, that his goal would be to get Nintendo collectibles.
That's a great goal.
If he could pull that off, I would be hats off, tip of the cap, sir. That if Brian Mariotti can pull off ThrillJoy getting Nintendo license. And again, I'm going back to, I know he'll do the picks, but imagine a 12-inch Mario, a 12-inch Luigi, Donkey Kong, interchangeable pieces with a barrel, the Mario with a wrench, a mushroom.
Sure, this all sounds great.
Yoshi.
But you're an NHL expansion team, bud. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like
ThrillJoy.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Like you're new to the market.
Yeah.
Like you're the Kraken. Which, by the way, they did great the first year. But I'm just saying, like, you need to build your fandom. If you think Nintendo is just going to all of a sudden go, great, here you go, we'll jump on you.
Or is it a dollar amount?
But I don't think they're that high end. Like, if Nintendo wants to be more associated with high end, I don't think ThrillJoy. I mean, it's a higher end than Funko for sure.
Yeah,
it's a higher end than U2's. Even though I like the U2's molds better because I think they're funnier.
But they don't have a Nintendo license.
But I don't know if that jump is going to be a good enough jump. But even then, you're going to have to prove to Nintendo that you can do it because I don't think what Nintendo wants is a bunch of this sitting on shelves and not selling. And they sure as hell don't want to see it in a Five Below.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why Nintendo is probably being very cautious about who's using
I think they are
licenses.
they're always very cautious about their license.
So it's not just going to be like, hey, I'm ThrillJoy and look at this cool stuff I'm making. Proof's in the pudding, you know? Where's your numbers? What are you selling? What's your sell-through rate? What are you doing? How popular are you? Let's see what happens.
What's it cost to make it?
What's it cost to make? NYCC's over. Now all the influencers that all got interviews and they all bought ThrillJoy, are you buying it now? Because you know what you are going to buy? You're going to buy what came on Funko.com today, which was Astronaut Homer for $12. And sure as hell, you're going to buy that pop because it's awesome.
Yeah. Is Astronaut Homer dropped?
It dropped, and it's awesome. That pop is awesome.
Why didn't we order that?
Yeah. It's on Funko.com right now. So the Simpson Pops launched this morning or yesterday. So,
the comment. Sorry.
No, the comment.
I thought you were talking about the the FunCon London.
But that's where I'm going with
this. That's November 1st.
That's where I'm going.
Astronaut Homer's the comment.
But people are going to jump all over that because it's a hilarious pop. It's
an awesome pop.
And it's $12, and it doesn't take up that much space, right?
And
then London Con's coming, and people are going to jump on those London Cons because people are going to want that Homer with Reactor. Is ThrillJoy going to be able to capture that? And are they going to do cons? Are you going to have limited edition piece cons? Like
they did at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, so is that something you're going to do? And now you're going to have like ThrillJoys that are only available at cons. I don't know. We got to wait and see. I mean, again, it's exciting to have a new collectible out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to see one. Maybe we'll order one. 50 US, 15.
We
shipping.
talked about ordering one just so we could do an unboxing.
I mean,
it's a lot of money. The only one I could think we could do because you are a fan is ThrillJoy does have the license to Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry Hound one's pretty cool.
You love Huckleberry Hound.
The Mars Attacks one is pretty cool.
It's cool.
I mean, the Christmas Vacation one is cool. I mean, they're cool. I mean, I'm not saying they're not cool. I just don't know how many people are going to want.
Yeah.
Whereas people have these massive Funko collections because they're collectible, they're affordable.
Yeah, there are deluxes.
Yeah, and you can get your kids into
inches,
them.
But
you're not getting your kids into ThrillJoy,
Well, they launched with 20 products, and they got like 20 more coming. The people who want to collect every single one, you've already filled the whole room with just 40. It's how big they are.
It's big. Now,
if you take it out of the box with just the picks frame, where are you going to store the bigger box?
Yeah. And the box, the ThrillJoy, and again, props with the production value on that box. Yeah, and having them be magnetic instead of ripping the box to get the picks out.
Yeah.
It's really good packaging.
Yeah,
it is really nice.
How much did that cost?
Is that going into the $50?
It's like the scene out of Armageddon when Bruce Willis is in there ripping apart the cruiser that they're going to use in space to drill a hole.
How much did this cost?
How much did this cost? You know, like that's the thing. It's too much. So yeah. Anyways,
all right.
I've been way too positive in this video. I want to apologize.
Okay, you deservingly so.
We'll call him up and you could be negative.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is that we did reach out just like everybody else. A lot of people got their interviews though at the con, but they have yet to respond to our request for an interview. But either way, there was a lot more information that came out after the New York Comic Con panel about ThrillJoy since our last show, our first show about ThrillJoy. So we really want to talk about it with you guys and discuss all this new info. There is a lot of positive things and there's a lot of negative things. At the end of the day, is the hype real? You guys need to tell us in the comments. We want to take this opportunity to thank our Patreons. If you want to join as a member, you can do so at Patreon/k-dogandfish.
Sign up and get exclusive content, lives, and more.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, I'm Fish.
K-Dog.
We'll see you again soon.